everyone, today I am going to be filming my monthly makeup bag. So if you're new to this video premise, what I've done is I've gone through my rather extensive makeup collection and pulled out products that I really want to go ahead and focus on for this month. I will focus on these products until the number of products I've used up equals the number of products I've bought. So I buy Ipsy and Birchbox every month, so that counts as 10 products usually, sometimes a little more. So those, and then if I ever have to like pick up something that I'm not expecting to, not makeup, not like fun things, but like, oh, I literally just used up my last body wash, I have to go get another one, you know, things like that. So it helps me focus on some products. If you keep up with my empties video, which I'll link that whole playlist down below in case you're interested in seeing it, I have been using up a lot more makeup things because of that, and so I'm really excited about that. I've made a couple of changes, which I'll go into in a second. But hopefully y'all enjoy this video. I will go ahead and link this playlist down below. I've started it in March, and I really like doing it. So let's start off with my base products. So for my primers, I have two. I have my smoothing primer, which is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. It's the smoothing primer, so I really like this. I just put it in my T-zone and on my forehead. And then for the rest of my face is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. As you can see, I've almost used this up. I do think this will probably be gone by the end of the month. I don't really see a huge difference with it, so that's okay. Then I've got my foundation for this month is the Neutrogena Nourishing Longwear Makeup in the shade 02 Natural Ivory. It's a pretty decent shade match for me. Unfortunately, I've left this sitting up for a couple days now, and the makeup hasn't like fallen or like slid down the side. So it's hard to get a guess, but I think I'm about right there. So I'm still near the top of this, but I'll definitely get some good use out of it this month. And it does have an SPF 20, even though we are going into the quote-unquote colder months. It's like 85 degrees here in Savannah. I still think that, you know, you should always wear an SPF no matter the time of year. Then I've got two concealers. So I have my Tarantino Eye Dream Hyperlight. I can't see where I am on this. I really like this product. I just use it for my under eyes. And then for my face concealer, I am using the Benefit Boi-ing Industrial Strength Concealer in the shade 02. It's slightly dark for me, but it still works and I do like it. There's a tiny little dip in this. I got this as a free sample from Sephora. And then I've got two powders. So I've got my like illuminating setting powder that I use under my eyes, and that's the same one it always is, the NYX Radiant Finishing Powder in the shade 01 Brighten. I use so little of it, it's really hard to see. That light though. It's really hard to see any change, but there you go. The quilting is pretty much all gone, so that's like, that was embossed on the makeup. And then I pulled out one of my old favorites. I've actually done a full review of this powder, and I'll go ahead and link that below. But it's the Revlon Age Defying powder. I have the shade 05 Light Pale. It's a really smooth, silky powder. It did have a DNA double helix on it, but it's no longer there. You can see, hopefully, that I have a pretty significant dip in it, but I've also hit some hard pan around the side. I really like this powder, so I'm excited to get to use that this month. Alright, then let's go into my cheek products. Yeah, that's the next thing. Whoops. Throwing things around over here. So for my blush, well, this is the e.l.f. Blush and Bronzer Contour Duo. If you may remember, I had hit pan on the blush side and I used it up. When I was doing my friend's makeup for Halloween, I actually hit pan on this bronzer side. You've been able to see that like line in the pan for a really long time. One of my really good, I did a couple of my friends' makeup for Halloween. We came as old people, so I wanted to use a really thick kind of foundation I don't really like. And so it matches, actually it's a little bit light for me, and my friend who I did her makeup is actually half black, so she looked a hot mess with that foundation on, so I had to bronze it up a lot, and I used this bronzer and it actually matched her skin tone pretty well, which is a little bit funny, but it has some shimmer in it. But anyway, I used a lot of it on her because, you know, we didn't want to offend anybody or somebody to think we were trying to do something where we really weren't. I was just trying to make her look old. So we used this bronzer. That's the kind of short story long. So now I've hit pan on it, so you'll see this until it's all the way gone. And I might as well mention it now since this is the first product I've hit pan on that I'm mentioning this month. I've made a slight change. So if you saw my empties video last month, then you'll notice that I actually used up 2 of the products that I hit pan on. So for me, it's not hard at all to focus in on like a bronzer, even a blush, any kind of base makeup. I can focus in on anything pretty well and only use that until it's gone, except for eyeshadow. Eyeshadow I have a really, really hard time using up because I have so much and it's my favorite makeup and I want to, like, you know, look around on what I have and play with it. So I've decided that every single Wednesday, whether I'm still using the makeup bag or not, every single Wednesday I'm going to have to use items I've hit pan on. So even if like it's near the end of the month and I've used up as many items as I've bought, so then I get free reign on my makeup, every Wednesday I have to use this bronzer until it's all gone. And then obviously in my makeup bag it's the only bronzer I have, so I'll be using it a lot there. And then I also have the BH Cosmetics Floral Blush Duo in the shade Lilac. I've used this a lot. I really like it. It is a nice hot pink blush and I like pinky white highlighter. I can swatch those for you. There they are. I really like them. I think they're really pigmented. And they stay really well. I have had this blush on since 8 o'clock. It's about 3 o'clock now, and I haven't had to touch it up at all. So that's really good. I really like this. Alright, so I mentioned loving eye makeup. Let's go ahead and get into what makeup products, and I'm just now noticing, did I put it back? I am missing something. Where did it go? It's in here. Okay, so I have 2 bases for eyeshadow. I like to have a nude base, which this month I'm using the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer. This is a pretty good eyelid primer. It's not the best. I like it. I think it's great if you're on a budget. I think there are some better ones out there though. But I've actually already just taken the stopper out of it. So I'm thinking I might be able to actually finish this up this month, which would be really exciting. And for my colored one, I'm using the Neutrogena Crease Proof Eyeshadow Stick. I have a ton of this left. Hold on. It's kind of a nice neutrally taupey shade. Right there. I like them. I know some people think they just blend away. But I think it does a pretty good job. So I will, I've marked on the makeup where I am. I'm right there. I've got a lot to use up, like I said. So I'll be focusing in on this month. Alrighty, so now let's get on to the actual eyeshadow. So I have the 2 shadows that I've hit pan on that I've been in here for a while. Again, I'm hoping that focusing in on these will help me use it up even faster. So this is the Victoria's Secret Beauty Wash Red Dry Shadow in the shade Bronzinger. I don't have that much of this left at all. So anytime I need a dark brown, this is what I go for, but also again, I'm going to be definitely including this every Wednesday. I do have it on today. And then the other shadow that I've hit pan on is this part of this Coastal Scents Trio. The Revealed 2, or Quad, excuse me, the Revealed 2 palette sampler in the shade Sunset. So I've already used up the gold that was in here, but then I've got this shade, which you can see it's almost gone. I have gotten some progress on it, and I find that it's actually kind of falling out. So it's a really cool shade. It has a little bit of pink in it. I really like it. So I'm hoping I can maybe finish that up this month too, which would be super exciting. And then I've got one more single. When I was doing my makeup this morning, I actually realized for the like the palettes that I picked out this month, which we're about to go into, I didn't really have any like shimmery, sparkly inner corner highlight, and I like a really sparkly inner corner highlight. So I decided to pull out my Pacifica single shadow in the shade Ethereal. This came from an Ipsy bag a while ago. So you can tell I have used it. And it's pretty. It's right there. I actually probably could have just stuck with the highlighter, but I didn't. So I've got that. As I've just said, I did pick out a couple of eyeshadow palettes for the month. So I have my Too Faced Joy to the Girls palette. This is from their holiday collection a few years back. I am not spending any money right now, so I don't know if I've told y'all this, so I'm sorry to be redundant, but obviously some of y'all might be new or whatever. So I am a college student. I'm getting a master's degree in marine science from Savannah State University, and I really love it. And I'm a grad assistant this year, so that was supposed to cover like my tuitions and all that. And I also have 2 other jobs on top of that, so that's how I kind of live and all that. come to find out, like 2 weeks ago now, the grad assistant position does cover my tuition, but it doesn't cover my fees. And if you've gone to college, or you might just know, colleges have a bunch of fees that you have to pay for that you might not use. Like, I have to pay like a gym fee, a transportation fee, a lot of things just so the college can run. That amounts to $879, which is a lot for me, which is probably a lot for anybody. But so I'm really trying to be very good about not spending any money extra. Not like I eat a lot of fast food. I'm not eating fast food. I'm just really trying to be very frugal until I can get that paid off, because I can't register for classes until it is. So that being said, I haven't bought any of the new holiday palettes. I have a big wish list going for my boyfriend because he wants to get me makeup for Christmas, but obviously won't get it until Christmas. So I'm hoping this will kind of sate that a little bit. So this is an overall pretty neutral palette. It does have this blue. It's got 2 pinks and then this shimmery purple. But it's a pretty neutral palette, so I do like it. I have done a full review of it, and I'll go ahead and link it below. Today I used the shade Cookie Dough as a transition. I really like that. And I used Snow Angel. I tried to use that as an inner corner highlight, but it just didn't work. And that's all I used out of this palette. And so, if you know me, you know I can't just do a neutral palette. I usually try to pull out 2 palettes, kind of a more neutrally one, and then a colorful one, because I need some color in my life every day. And so I pulled out my holiday palette from last year. This is the Urban Decay Vice 4. I've also done a full review of this, doing swatches and telling you all my thoughts. As you can see, it's a very pretty palette. We've got some purples, some pinks, some greens, some oranges. So today I used Flame all over my lid, which it's a lot more vibrant in person. It seems like it's kind of washed out in this video. I used this shade, what is this shade? Framed, as a brow bone highlight. I think that's all I used. So I've got these, so I'm going to be using this as well. None of these shadows really have any significant dents. Flame kind of does, but it's a really chunky shadow. Same with Crowbar. You can see that I've used it, and it does have a lot of powder on it, and I like having a big mirror as well. So that's all of my eyeshadows for my eyebrows this month. I'm using my Anastasia Perfect Brow Pencil in the shade Medium Brown. I really like this. It is really dry. I don't know, it's a hard description. It's not waxy at all, which I like a lot, so I do like this. And I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to set that. And then for eyeliner, I have 4 eyeliners. So I've been trying to just choose one neutral eyeliner every month, but every single month without fail, I find that I want both a black and a brown. So this month I decided to go for a black and a brown. I picked out for black the Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Perfect Black. And then for the brown one, I'm using the Sonia Kashuk Eye Definer in the shade Plumbing Bronze. So that's what I have on today. It's not a super deep brown. It's kind of lighter. And then I like to pull out a color one. I'm using the L'Oreal Still Kiss Me eyeliner in the shade Plum. And then I like to pull out one liquid liner. I pulled out the Maybelline Master Duo. So this is like in the shade Glossy Teal for number 510. So this has a weird applicator, and you're supposed to be able to do a thick or a thin line. It's really thin formula. There you go. They say it's teal, but it's kind of like a muted blue, kind of like a 70s blue. So I think it'd be good for fall. And then for mascara, I'm using the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara. I did notice today that it felt kind of empty, so we'll see if I finish this up this month, which would be really exciting if I do, obviously. Then I have 2 lip products. I have the Face Stockholm Lip Liner in the shade Lauren. It's right there. It's a nice kind of reddy neutral color, and I really like having my lips lined. And then I have the e.l.f. Luscious Liquid Lipstick in the shade Baby Lips. I used to really like this. Now I find that it's not as pigmented as I would like. It kind of has an applicator similar to the Too Faced Melted Lipsticks. It's kind of glossy. It does have decent staying power. It's just not super pigmented. So I've got that. Then I've got a couple of just random things. I have a the Sally Hansen Luster Shine nail polish this month. It is the nail polish I have on my nails right now. It's on my toes as well. Every time I see it, it just reeks of fall to me. It's got like this orange, gold, red duochrome. And I've used up to like right here. This is a really small bottle, so I might actually finish it up this month. We'll see what happens. And then I have a perfume, the Marc Jacobs Decadence perfume. I love this perfume. I can still smell it on me. Big fan of that. And then I also wanted to pull out a body splash or body spritz or whatever you want to call it. I am a lifeguard, in case you didn't know. That's my second job. And when I go lifeguard, I don't really want to put on like a nice perfume, but I want to have something to smell good. And I also have a bunch of body splashes that I kind of would like to work through. So I pulled out this Bodycology Shimmer Fragrance Mist in the shade Toasted Vanilla Sugar. It's a really warm scent, so I thought it'd be good for this time of year. It does have some shimmer, which is neither here nor there for me. But I've got that. And that is my monthly makeup bag. So if you see me throughout the month, these are what I'll be wearing until I can get free reign of my collection again. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's a system that I've worked out that really works well for me. So let me know if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments. I reviewed both of the palettes, like I said, so they'll be listed below. So I don't think I'll be reviewing anything. Unless you really want to see something, then I can. I don't know. But thank you so much, and I'll see y'all real soon. Bye.